Flash games weren't made for children, but of course that didn't stop any of us from playing them. Many were violent and filled with mature content. That's just what you would expect from Flash games. But some of them were just straight up disturbing with unsettling imagery that you wouldn't expect from a Flash game. Abuse, mental illness, self-harm, these are just a few of the subjects explored in these instantly accessible free browser games. Plenty of them I played as a kid myself. Few of those games were as shocking as this little point-and-click adventure game, Gretel and Hansel. What makes the horror hit so much harder than other Flash games is the fact that when a kid clicks on this, they have no idea they're about to get traumatized. Pretty much everyone has heard the story of Hansel and Gretel. They might have even expected to follow along to the story while beating up monsters or something, especially since on Newgrounds this game is rated T for teen, the same rating as Toss the Turtle, The Impossible Quiz, and Ultimate Peter Griffin's Soundboard.
What's up? I'm Peter Griffin. No, I'm Peter Griffin.
It was one of the most popular games, easily found on the front page. That's when some naive kid finds this game and starts playing. The loading screen is slightly suspicious. Nothing horrific, but definitely setting the tone for what's to come. Everything starts off innocent enough. Gretel wakes up to the sound of her parents arguing as usual. Her brother, Hansel, is still sleeping like an imbecile, so Gretel gets out of bed. That's where you get the first achievement of the game, Baby Steps, just for making Gretel walk. More on achievements later. Just like in the original story, the family is poor and there isn't enough food to go around. Their mom points out that they'd suddenly have plenty if they just left Gretel and Hansel deep in the woods, far enough that they could never find their way back. The dad tries to compromise. Maybe they could just take them a little way in so they don't get lost, which is hilarious. They keep going back and forth, but their mom won't let up, and eventually he gives in. Although her decision was cold, she wasn't wrong. Either they abandon Gretel and Hansel, or they all starve anyway. The outcome is the same. Hearing this, Gretel knows she has to do something, only to find Hansel still asleep. You can probably already see how this game subverts the original story. In Hansel and Gretel, Gretel is portrayed as helpless and hysterical upon hearing the news, while Hansel stays calm and is the one who actually comes up with a plan to save the day. Here in Gretel and Hansel, well, Hansel is naive and oblivious to the danger, leaving Gretel as the only one who can save them. Gretel grabs her slingshot, earning another achievement and leading to the first puzzle of the game. You need to wake Hansel to warn him about their mom's plan, but shooting him directly won't work because Hansel is narcoleptic or something. Instead, you need to shoot the window, breaking it, and letting a bug fly inside. Then, you guide the bug around until eventually it ends up in Hansel's mouth, finally waking him. Seemingly pleased by this, Hansel smiles like a moron and gets out of bed. She tries to explain everything to him, how their mom said they were all going to starve, that she plans to take them deep into the woods, leaving them so they'd never find their way home. Gretel warns him that they would die out there. Hansel just smiles stupidly, clearly not taking her seriously and even bumping her on the nose for some reason. Even while he's awake, he's still leaving Gretel to come up with a solution on her own. Calling back to the original tale, Gretel decides that while her parents lead them deep into the woods, she'll drop shiny stones along the path so that she can find her way back, even if she goes too far to remember where they came from. At this moment, Hansel, in all his wisdom, decides to regurgitate some sort of plushy creature and hand it to Gretel. I guess it's better than nothing, so after this, the game finally opens up. You can choose to either work together with Hansel to move the wooden horse, or you can shoot Hansel over and over and over until he dies. It takes a really long time, actually. Even though it's not something you can do by accident, I guarantee you, everyone killed Hansel with the slingshot for like no reason. But like after he's dead, it's like, you know, I could have stopped at any point, but I just kept going, and now he's gone. So it's crazy and slightly disturbing that you can just slowly kill Hansel with pebbles in such a graphic way. But at this point, you know by now that this isn't your average game, and it really does somehow get so much worse than this. The door to their bedroom was locked, so after moving the horse out of the way with Hansel's help, Gretel can finally leave the house by crawling out of the hole in the wall. The first thing I did here was collect some pebbles and an acorn. You could use your slingshot to grab a few more items, but I'm gonna skip that and go straight to the first death I experienced as a kid. The one that literally made me want to stop playing. But yeah, you just go behind this house over here and you'll find some more items and a giant death spider hanging from the sky. The art style in this game is quite simple, seemingly using watercolor paintings brought to life with Flash, but it works perfectly here. The soft watercolor contrasts with the spider's sharp outline, not only giving it an unsettling quality, but making it look absolutely horrifying. Of course, no, I had to see what happened when I walked underneath the giant death spider, so I did that, and holy shit, Gretel, I am so sorry. Like, that has to be in the top 10 most painful deaths imaginable. Like, grabbed by a giant death spider, being pumped full of venom, and your blood is sucked out. Even the achievement is called Sucked Dry, but her face turns green. So it's, this is a horrible death. This is a horrible death. Your skin's turning green, your blood's gone, everything's not good. I'm pretty sure all your organs are liquid at this point. You know, you're done. Don't do this. Don't walk underneath the giant death spider. Learn from my mistakes. I said I'd talk more about achievements. There are 18 achievements in total, and 9 of them are for dying in different ways, with a total of 10 gruesome ways to die in Gretel and Hansel. Amazing. It's actually crazy that in this short Flash game, playable in less than 15 minutes, there are essentially 10 fully realized death animations. Flash games we played as kids were super messed up. This one, looking back at it, was really just a gallery full of graphically detailed death animations. Not that I had a problem with that, but even the game knows it. In a secret area in the end of Gretel and Hansel Part 2, a robot asks you what your favorite death was. But yeah, I still love this game, of course. It was really nostalgic looking back on it and everything. Maybe mention in the comments if you played any insane Flash games that, looking back on, were super fucked up actually. Thanks again for watching. If you made it to this point, I really do appreciate it, and I'm honestly surprised, but thank you, for real. Also, I'm actually excited for a new Gretel and Hansel game coming out. I actually didn't know until I started on this video. Really, it's a nice coincidence that there's a new game in the works, because it's been so long. Obviously, I don't know when it's gonna come out, but apparently it's coming soon, so get ready for that. If you made it to this point and you're not subscribed, like, thanks for watching again, but like, come on, what are you doing?